Hey boy, it's just you and me. Now I know what I want, gotta hold on. Oh babe, when you say pretty please, I hand over.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Jenny. Today I'm gonna show you my everyday natural makeup routine. That's why I have nothing on my face right now, because I'm gonna show you how to go from this into this, and it's gonna be a very fresh and simple makeup look that it's gonna make you look put together and ready to take on your day. So if you're interested, then let's get right into the video. Okay, we're gonna get started. So I already have my skincare on, and please, whatever you do, do not skip skincare. I am such a believer that skincare is such an important step for a flawless makeup application. Skincare is really gonna be the base for everything that you put on your face. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna link my morning skincare routine up here so that you can go check it out and see what products I'm currently using. But now we're gonna move on to primer. And you have seen this a lot of times in my channel. This is the Marc Jacobs Coconut Perfecting Primer. I love this primer because it's very hydrating, and I feel that it does help for my foundation to go in really nicely. Although I do have a combination skin type, I tend to get dry in certain areas of my face. So that's why I enjoy using this primer. I also use a little bit of my professional primer from Benefit Cosmetics. This one I apply only on my T-zone just so that it helps to control a little bit of my oils throughout the day, and also because it helps with filling in my pores. But like I said, I use a very small amount, only in these areas where I need it the most. So for foundation, I'm gonna be honest, I don't wear foundation every single day, especially if I'm not going anywhere. I always make sure to use concealer under my eyes and to spot conceal certain areas of my face. But for the most part, if I do wear a foundation for an everyday makeup look, I make sure that it's something on the lighter side. I do have a few foundations that are my go-to right now. I love the Born This Way by Too Faced, Fenty Pro Filter, LA Girl, and I have NARS in Hourglass. I do have a few, okay, that I'm currently loving. But I do want to share this one with you today. This is the Becca Skin Love Weightless Blur Foundation. And I really love this one at the moment just because it feels really light, but it does help you to even out your skin complexion. It's not a really full coverage foundation, like I said. To me, it's more from a light to medium coverage, but I really like the formula. That's a simple one layer on this side, and you can already see the difference. This side, my skin is already more perfected and the skin color is more even, and obviously on this side I need more corrections. So like I said, it does give you a natural finish, so I really like it for that. You guys know that I'm always trying out new products and new foundations, concealers, so that's why I don't have any specific one that I wear every day. I mean, that's kind of part of my job here, to try out new products so that I can share them with you guys and tell you my thoughts on them. Now I'm gonna use concealer, and I'm gonna be mixing these two because this is really what I have been loving recently. I'm gonna be using both the NYX Can't Stop One Stop Concealer and also the Pro Filter from Fenty Beauty. I start with the NYX one just because this one, it's gonna more than anything conceal my under eye dark circles. So I use this one under my eyes first. And I didn't think that mini sponges like this were necessary before until I started using this one. I mean, not this one specifically, but just the mini version, because it really helps you to get right here under your eyes to blend out your concealer. So I have been really enjoying it. And now I'm going to use the Fenty Instant Retouch Concealer just to highlight this inner part under my eyes that tends to look a little bit darker. You don't necessarily need to use these two concealers, but I find that using them both I have just been loving it. It really gives me like the perfect concealer combo. And I'm using the Fenty one to highlight the nose, a little bit on my forehead, and a little bit on my chin. Next, I'm gonna contour my face lightly using this contour stick from KKW Beauty. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it just gives you so much more definition, and this one is very light. And it blends really nicely onto any foundation that I use. So I use a little bit of this on this part on my cheekbones and also on my jawline and a little bit on both sides of my forehead. I like using this cream contour stick because it really blends nicely onto my foundation, and I think that it makes my face just look more sculpted as opposed to only using a powder contour. Oh, and by the way, I'm blending this in with a new brush that I have been using recently. This is by a company called Moda. I just find that it has like the perfect shape for this area right here on your cheekbones. And make sure that every time you use a cream product, especially a contour cream product, that you blend it out using a synthetic makeup brush. That way it doesn't soak up so much of your product and the contour really stays on your face. I'm also going to use a little bit on the side of my nose. And using the same brush, I kind of bring that contour a little bit higher into this area between the nose and the brow. I'm going to add a little bit more of my concealer just right here on the bridge of my nose, because sometimes when you contour, it does get lost with the contour. Now to set my face, I'm using this Hourglass Veil Setting Powder. I'm blending out my under eye concealer to make sure I don't have any creases. I do like using all of my cream products before going in with any powder, just to make sure that the powder doesn't disrupt the cream products. Next, I'm using my Sigma Highlight and Contour Palette, and I'm gonna be mixing these two powders right here. This palette is honestly so nice. It's so pigmented, so make sure that you use a light hand with it. So now with a smaller blending brush, I use the lightest shade in this contour palette. And with this, I'm gonna slightly go over the contour on my nose. I try not to add too much because too much can look like too much. But just to essentially set the cream contour. And please always bring it up from the nose into the brow. Believe me, that makes such a huge difference. Now for blush, I'm going to be using my Sigma, the Blush Cheek Palette, using this color right here. This palette, honestly, I love it so much because it literally has all the blush colors that you want and it's super pigmented. So I always make sure to remove any excess powder from the brush before applying it on my cheeks. I'm going to do my highlight last. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows and eyes first. For the brows, I'm using this Sigma Feel and Blend Brow Pencil. This is in the shade medium, and I did use this brow pencil in the last video I did where I show you the entire brow collection from Sigma. I really have been enjoying using this brow pencil for more like an everyday brow, but essentially for every day I do like using this pencil because it really gets into those sparse areas on my brows and I can lightly fill in my entire brows and it does give you a very natural look. So I'm not going to show you the entire brow portion here because this video is going to get way too long, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed up through this process. And I'm going to use my Sigma Tint and Tame Brow Gel in clear. You guys have to try this out. This is amazing so that your brows stay in place. The wand is like the perfect shape and size for your brows. I really have been loving it. For the eyes, it really depends on what I am in the mood for the day. It's gonna be very simple regardless, but I have been loving using these two palettes. This one right here is the Dream Street palette from ColourPop and Kathleen Light. And I really love using that one for my transition color, and I use this rose gold eyeshadow for the lid, and that is it. And this one right here is the Dream palette from Sigma and BeautyyBird. I love using Boo Boo and Milagro or Conchita. Any of those shades right here are perfect for like everyday makeup looks. So it really depends on whatever you have on hand and whatever you like. I'm gonna grab my Sigma Blending E40 brush. This is one that I use all the time. It's very fluffy and it's gonna be perfect for the transition color. So first, I'm gonna pick Boo Boo, that brown color for my transition, in the crease from this Dream palette from Sigma and BeautyyBird. And I'm just gonna do a light wash of the color all over the crease, going back and forth. Next, I'm gonna use Conchita, which is this gold shadow all over my eyelid. And honestly, I go in directly with my finger just because it's easier. And that way you can apply it really fast. And this is literally all I'm doing with the eyes. I told you this look was gonna be pretty fast and simple. You can always use a makeup brush for a more precise application. This is just a Morphe M167. Now I'm just going back to my Sigma E40 just to slightly blend out the crease. No additional product. I told you this is like the easiest eye look ever, but it's gonna make you look put together and like if you actually put effort into your makeup today. Now I'm picking my Morphe M410. It's just a flat brush like this one, and I'm gonna use the shade Woof Woof. This one right here is just like a darker brown, and I'm using that shadow to create an eyeliner. Believe me, this is the fastest way to create an eyeliner, and it's not gonna take you as long as it would have with the gel or liquid eyeliner. And it's easier to work with, and you don't risk, ruining your makeup or running late, especially if you don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna go back to Boo Boo to apply some of that on my lower lash line. On top of that, I'm gonna use a little bit of Woof Woof, the same shade that I use as an eyeliner, but just on the outer part of the eye, under my lower lash line to connect to the top. This palette has a highlighting shade, so I'm gonna use Libra just to highlight the inner corner of the eye, because that's gonna open up your eyes and make you look more awake. This is super pigmented, so as you can see, you don't need a lot. And this is really it for the eyes. As you saw, I only used 3 eyeshadows, and it looks like I put a lot more effort when in reality I did not. I did this eye look pretty fast and simple, so I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and apply some mascara. I'm gonna be using the BFF volumizing mascara from ColourPop in black. You can use falsies if you want to. For today, I am not, because I'm trying to keep this eye makeup look more simplified, but I'll do that and I'll be right back. Moving on to highlight, I'm gonna go back to my Sigma highlight and contour palette, and I'm gonna use the highlight Shine On, which is the lightest one from the palette. I really love this highlighter because it does not emphasize any texture on my cheekbones, and I hate when highlighters do that. So this one, it's a really nice highlighter, so I'm just applying this one on the higher points of my cheekbones. As you can see, it's really intense, but I love the color. I think it goes with any makeup look. I'm applying a little bit of that on the tip of my nose, and with my ring finger, I'm gonna apply a little bit of this on the bridge of my nose. I also like to highlight a little bit above my brows on the cupid bow of the lips. Now for the lips, it really depends on what I'm doing that day, but these three products right here are a killer lipstick combo. I love using the LA Girl lip liners. This is the one in the shade Keep It Spicy, and this is the lipstick from Dose of Colors, my main from the CX Katie collection. I'm not sure if this one is still available, but I also love using the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the Universal Fenty Glow shade. These three products right here are honestly a must. You definitely need to try them if you haven't yet. Sometimes I'll just use a lip liner along with the gloss. Sometimes I'll use the lip liner along with the lipstick. And sometimes I do use the three. So for today, I'm only going to use the lip liner and my main lipstick just so that you can see how well it pairs with this eye look. Now to lock my makeup in place, I'm going to use my Morphe setting spray. So this is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I personally love wearing this makeup look. I think it's perfect for every day. And since it's a neutral makeup look, it's gonna pair perfectly with any outfit. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and comment down below what do you think of this makeup look. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.